So I'm also an academic writer. One of the things that I have found over the years with other academic writers is the notion that there's only one way to write scholarly. There's only one way to write as an academic. And it is oftentimes depersonalized. You don't use I statements. It is unemotional. You don't put passion and feeling in it. You have to remain quote unquote objective. I'll reinterpret a question that Malcolm X posed to us. Who taught us that that is academic writing? And that's the only way to write academic. Who taught us that? Right. It came from what they knew as academic writing. It came from what was consistent with their worldview, their value system. But as African people, we move and we groove. We have soul. We have rhythm. And so writing academically as an African has to reflect those values. We can use I. We can write with passion. We can challenge and even confront the notion that there is such a thing as objectivity. How can you be objective? You come with all kinds of learning, experiences, wisdom, knowledge that informs what you are. Why hide that on the page? I actually need to know where you're coming from. I need to know what your passions are. I need to know what your values are when I am reading your work as a scholar, because then that informs me in terms of how you're approaching the topic, why you're approaching the topic, what you get out of the topic, what's your relationship to it. Someone spoke earlier about anthropology and this notion of going into somebody else's world and studying them and then writing about it, as compared to studying oneself and writing about it. And so you should have a connection to what you're writing about. I'm also a playwright and stage director. We talk about in theater, what are the stakes for the characters? What is important to the character? But in academic writing, we need to know why this is important to you. We need to know your relationship to the results, the outcomes of your scholarship. Because if you have nothing on the line, if you can write about it and then go and turn your back on it, that devalues the knowledge that you're bringing forth, because the stakes aren't there for you. You have no investment in it. So the for the several people who talked about academic and inspirational, to me, there's no separation between those.